welcome Art the Clown.
Damien Leone has revealed more plot details regarding Terrifier 4. He's already told us that the first 15 minutes of Terrifier 4 is going to reveal Art the Clown's backstory, but now he's telling us a bit about this insane third act. Let's talk a little bit about it. Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. If you're excited for Terrifier 4 just like me, then make sure to like this video and subscribe for more horror movie updates in the future. Also, the best way to support this page is by becoming a Patreon supporter or channel member, where you'll get a bonus weekly review video. Members can check out my review of The Long Walk right now. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get into this update. Doing a little recap here, Terrifier 3 ended with another epic battle between Sienna and Art the Clown, this time settling the score. Art the Clown escapes after wiping out the rest of Sienna's extended family, and poor little Gabby was dragged to hell, a location depicted in one of Sienna's dreams earlier on in the flick. This has of course led to many theories online, saying that the next flick, seemingly the final one, is going to take place at some point in the underworld. More on that in a sec. It's pretty obvious that fire and brimstone is in our future here for what is being called the final entry of the Terrifier series, but now franchise creator Damien Leone has given us a hint at what the last 25 or 30 minutes or so are going to look like. He recently revealed to Chris from 3C Films that the first 15 minutes of Terrifier 4 will discuss Art's backstory, but now he's revealed to Critics TV that the third act of the next slasher film will be experimental and really ambitious. Let's roll some of that clip.
I think the most exciting thing and probably the biggest departure from anything I've ever done in any film of mine before is what's going to be the last like 25-30 minutes of Terrifier 4, which is very experimental.
So it seems like whatever that third act is going to be, it's something that we've never seen in the franchise before. So I don't think it's going to be Sienna just chopping off the guy's head, calling it a day. In every installment of the Terrifier franchise, there's always been some sort of tease at the end that gives us a hint as to what is going to be a big factor in the next entry. The first Terrifier, for instance, ends with the introduction of the supernatural. Art the Clown is resurrected to continue his vicious killing spree. Then, at the end of Terrifier 2, we catch up with the original final girl Vicky in the psychiatric hospital, who gives birth to Art the Clown's severed head. Now, during the final scene of Terrifier 3, we have a tease from the lady on the bus that the ninth circle is significant to the next chapter. Not only is that the title of the Damien Leone short film where Art the Clown first appears, but it's also a reference to Dante's Inferno, one of the most famous stories of all time that takes place in hell. So this experimental swing from Mr. Leone has to be an angelic Sienna Shaw fighting off against a more demonic version of Art the Clown. The final battle between heaven and hell. Or Sienna could just like let her cousin rot in the pits of hell. You know, just, I don't really feel like it. I'm all comfy cozy in my bed having dreams about demons making me armor. I don't want to get up right now. Damien also notes that he's still writing the script, so I think that previous Terrifier 4 update was bogus about them shooting the flick this month. While that does bum me out a little bit, I would rather Damien take his time on this. We all want to see Terrifier 4 in 2026, but let's be real here, this is a much bigger project than the last two films combined. My guess is that the earliest we're gonna see Terrifier 4 is October 2027. Finally, Damien tells us that this might not be the last time we see Art the Clown, which feels very similar to some of the things that David Howard Thornton said about the franchise recently. If you want to see me cover that update as well as some of the very fun Halloween Horror Nights stuff, check out my previous Terrifier 4 update. There should be a link somewhere on the screen here. If not, just go on my page and check it out. It's a good one. Let's play this clip of Damien talking about how Art the Clown's reign of terror may not be over with this fourth and final installment.
As it stands, it's going to have nice closure to the whole story that's been building, but is this the last time you're ever going to see that character? It's hard to say.
As much as I want to see more and more Art the Clown flicks in the future, there is a part of me that worries that at some point it might get stale. I personally think you could do an entire series of prequel films that follow the clown before he turns supernatural at the end of the original Terrifier, but would that still be exciting after how big this franchise is about to get? I'm sure there's going to be more Terrifiers after this fourth movie, maybe without Damien Leone, but will it live up to what came before it? What is likely final with the fourth entry is Sienna Shaw's story, and again, maybe even Damien Leone as a director. Chatting with Collider recently, Damien Leone said, "I've had a very bare bones outline for what Terrifier 4 is, and certainly the important arc of the movie and where it ends, but I'm still now writing it. I'm writing it as a finale, but of course, you never say say never. Producer Phil Falcone adds, how many times do you see part 8 and you go, you should have stopped at part 4? Leone agrees, saying, that's something that concerns me. I don't want the well to run dry. We put so much into these movies. There are so many kill scenes in all of these movies and crazy Art the Clown antics, so is he still going to keep getting the laughs, and are we still going to be able to keep one-upping the kills? That's a real concern. I want to go out strong. Look, there's an endless amount of insane ways that you can kill people. That's such a messed up thing to say in a YouTube video. I'm talking about in horror movies, coming up with fake things, not real things. Maybe future Terrifier films won't top the bedroom scene, but as long as they deliver something that's truly disgusting and effective each time, I'll be there happily tossing popcorn into my gullet. What concerns me the most with this 4th entry is that if they explain Art the Clown's backstory, will we all still be interested in more sequels after that? Terrifier has to end with Art the Clown dying. There's no other way. He's supernatural and he keeps coming back. If Sienna doesn't find a way to actually put him down for good, the Terrifier franchise can't be final. If we explain Art the Clown's backstory, would that just shoot down any sort of prospect of a prequel series? What's the point of going back in time if we already have all those answers explained? And then if we have some stupid way of bringing Art the Clown back, does that not render chapter 4 as redundant? I definitely want to know a little more about Art in the next movie, but I feel like my interest would wane quite a bit if I knew everything happening with this zany real-life cartoon character. I'd go so far as to say that the mystique of these movies is more important than the kills themselves. Let me put this into perspective. Many folks have compared the Hatchet franchise to Terrifier so many times, but why didn't Hatchet have that same success as this series? I'd argue that's because Victor Crowley is just another Jason or Michael Myers clone. The only thing I think Victor has on both Jason and Michael is he has the more brutal kills, but his lore is nowhere near as interesting. He just doesn't add that much new to the conversation besides his kills. Art the Clown, however, feels entirely fresh, described by Damien Leone as a silent Freddy Krueger. He's funny with his antics just like Freddy, but his kills are cynical and realistic, but over the top and brutal to juxtapose the silliness. Krueger's kills got more fantastical and even comical at a certain point. Y'all remember Super Freddy?
Yes! Super Freddy!
And his lore was nonsensical by entry number 4. Art the Clown has only tightened up and gotten meaner in every single regard. Also, it can't possibly be controversial to say that Art the Clown has better kills than Freddy Krueger, Jason, and Michael combined. Nobody comes close to this guy in that department. I mean no disrespect to old Freddy though, there would be no Art the Clown without him. But I think in terms of creating a franchise around a supernatural villain, Damien Leone has simply done it better. That's simply the result of one person being in creative control the entire time, where someone like Wes Craven, for instance, left after the first entry and didn't return until part 7. In my opinion, Wes Craven was the only person who knew how to make a good Freddy movie. Let's hope that's not the same thing with Damien Leone and the Terrifier franchise. Just like the villains in these movies, slasher franchises are always gonna have new entries on the horizon. It's just the nature of the beast. The quality of this series is all going to come down to who is in creative control. Are they somebody that actually understands all of the important facets of this franchise, meaning that it's not just about the kills? There's so much more to Terrifier's success than just that. What do you guys think about Terrifier 4, however? Do you think we're going to hell in this new entry? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.